Hello, welcome to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers EDDMapS training video. This training will focus on entering data into the form on the website. First, what is EDDMapS? EDDMapS is real-time tracking of invasive species occurrences, local and national distribution maps, electronic early detection reporting tools, and a library of identification and management information. Register to create your account. After signing in, you will choose your project. You can search for the project you need by district, division, or project name. You only need to type in the first 4 letters to pull up the choices available. The next step is to choose the category of the invasive pest species you are reporting. For this training, we're going to choose plants. This is the reporting form or web form found on the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers EDDMapS website. The reporting form is based on the North American Invasive Species Management Association's mapping standards. There are 4 sections to the web form. Each section focuses on a different aspect of your data. First, information on the pest itself. Second, information on the location of the infestation. Third, images of the pest which help verify identification. And finally, a place for additional notes if needed. Fill in the information you know about the invasive species you are reporting. Hover your mouse over a question mark for a pop-up box with more information about that field. Begin typing the name of the pest using either the scientific or common name. A drop-down box will appear and you can choose the species you want to report. If you are reporting a site which has not been treated, choose positive. If you are submitting a report on a treated site, choose treated. The date default is the day on which you enter the data, but you should change it to show the actual date the information was collected. The definition for gross area is an estimate of the general area where the species was found, but may include areas that are not actually covered by the species of interest. The infested area is an estimate of the area that contains only the species you're reporting. An example would be an old field with patches of tallow trees scattered across it. You can mark the entire field as the gross area and only count the part of the field with tallow trees as the infested area. You can choose to report the site you are surveying as acres, hectares, square feet, or square meters. You can use the mapping function to create a polygon that shows the gross area for this infestation. Just click on the marker, zoom into your location, then click on the polygon to draw the gross area you have surveyed. The gross area will be filled in on the form automatically. For canopy closure, you estimate the percent of the ground covered by the foliage of the species of interest. Scroll through the drop-down list of habitats to find the habitat type that best fits the infestation you are reporting. For abundance, you have single plant, scattered plants, dense monoculture, or scattered dense patches as your choices. Choose the one that best fits the infestation you are reporting. Finally, under the last part of the species information section, check any relevant plant descriptions, such as mature, in flower, in fruit, and so on. The second section of the web form allows you to document the location information. The state and county information will fill in automatically based on the project you choose. There are 2 ways to enter the coordinates of the infestation. You can type the coordinates into the latitude and longitude fields, or you can drop the marker on the correct location on the map and the latitude and longitude will fill in automatically. For site delineation, you have 3 choices. You can record the infestation as a point, for example, when you're documenting a single tree or a small area. Click on the marker and drop it on the map to show the location of the invasive species. To record an infestation that follows a linear path, click on the line icon to drop points along an infestation such as a roadway, fence line, river, or shoreline. Click on the polygon icon to drop points and create a site with 3 or more sides, for example, an abandoned field. Use the text box labeled Location Description Nearest Address to add additional information necessary to help relocate an infestation. Choose ownership from the drop-down box, in this case, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Click on Yes if the record should be private instead of public. No or public is the default setting. If you mark it as private, the infestation will only show up at the county level. In the third section of the web form, you can add up to 5 images for each report. Use the caption to identify the feature in the image, such as flower, vine, leaf, or fruit. If someone other than the reporter took the picture, then add their name in the field Photo By. In the last section of the web form, there is a text box for adding any other information on the infestation or site that would be helpful to someone following up later. In some cases, you may need to take a sample of the invasive plant for identification by a third party. Their name can be added under Identified By. If you collect a sample and send it to an herbarium, click Yes and add the name of the herbarium where the specimen is sent for identification. The default is No. Click on Submit Report and you are done. Congratulations! Once submitted, the reports are automatically sent via email to be verified. Once verified, reports are available on the EDDMapS website. This and other trainings are available through the EDDMapS U.S. Army Corps of Engineers homepage.